Right. Well, thank you very much. And can I just say thank you to Vivek and to Rachel presentations that I followed. I agree entirely with what they said about the availability of medicines globally, even the more innovative medicines. It's something which is a passionate issue for UICC, and anyone who's interested in seeing what we're trying to do about that should go look at the Atom Coalition, and information on the Atom Coalition is on our website. I'll quote Rachel's last slide. She said, global collaboration is key. And that's sort of the mantra for UICC, and specifically the mantra for World Cancer Day, which takes place on February the 4th every year. Because World Cancer Day is a platform that we have for the cancer community to speak with one voice and raise awareness about cancer. We use it every year to engage the world's politicians, the media, social media, and others to talk about how we're doing with regard to cancer control more generally, but often around a specific theme, which we run on a 3-year basis. And we've just completed the last 3-year theme, which was to close the care gap, which was about the specific issue of inequity, availability of treatment and care around the world, within country, even within cities. And before that, we did the theme, I Am and I Will, which basically said that everyone has a role to play. But we've got another theme, and we've launched it recently at the World Cancer Congress. And that theme, we hope, will be as successful as it has been, as the World Cancer Day has been in previous years. Now, talking about coming together and collaboration, this is the summary of what World Cancer Day achieved in 2024. Hundreds of events around the world. World Cancer Day, the hashtag, trended globally on X. We had hundreds of thousands of media posts, 750 million plus social media impressions, 4,000 people signed a declaration to call for action, 45,000 campaign materials were downloaded, and 27,000 press mentions around the world. We believe that World Cancer Day is probably one of the largest health days in the calendar. And we're very proud of the fact that our community and people outside the UIC community take the day to get their message across about the subject matter that they are particularly committed to and passionate about, whether that be oral cancer, anal cancer, colorectal cancer, breast cancer, or it could be on tobacco control or alcohol or obesity. But we always design a theme which brings in the whole community so we get as big a voice as possible. And we're lucky that it's picked up by so many incredible people around the world. People who are in the media the whole time, sports teams, sports individuals, Hollywood stars, musical stars, as well as people within the cancer community, academics, the researchers, the pharmaceutical companies, even the radiotherapy companies, all get involved on a day when we can celebrate progress, but also highlight an issue of concern which is common amongst all of us, irrespective of where our specific interest is in cancer control. Now, because we've worked so diligently over the last 15 years, we pretty much know that we're in the diary of most of the major media outlets around the world. And there was a time many years ago when we were trying to get exposure in CNN or Al Jazeera or BBC or wherever it may be. But now we know that those organizations have got February the 4th in their diary and actually start reaching out for stories the week before to cancer organizations and individuals in their own country, or people that they feel can give a story which is something they can publish or talk about on World Cancer Day. So we really are delighted that we have so many of the major outlets that actually cover the stories of World Cancer Day and the story of cancer patients globally. Now, moving on to the campaign theme 25-27, and we do run these themes for 3 years because we find that in year 1, we see great things happen, and in year 2, we see great things replicated around the world and more great things happen. And by year 3, we get to a crescendo of action around the world. But it's always interesting to see how the theme develops and how people use it in their own country or in their own organization. So this year's theme, and again, Vivek, you said in your answer to the question, you actually said about, we've got to put patients first, people first. We've got to understand what their needs are and their concerns and engage them if it's a pilot of medicines, of new drugs, or if it's just in writing a national cancer control plan. The people that are being affected by cancer are the best people to find out what needs to be done. So the theme over the next 3 years is about people first approach, rooted in empathy and compassion. And saying that cancer is more than just a medical diagnosis, it's a deeply personal experience. And we all know someone who's been through cancer, and their experience varies depending on a whole host of things, what the cancer is, the stage, the degree to which the treatment affects their mental health, a whole series of things, their family, their children. So this is the basis.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I think your slides are not moving at this point.
Okay.
The screen is frozen.
Right, is it moving now?
I think no.
Should I stop and reshare? I'll stop share and reshare.
Okay, try to reshare.
Let me know. That's okay. Don't worry. These things happen. Let me do it again.
Interruption.
Let's try again. Right. Can you see see it now?
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to press the button to move it on.
People first approach rooted in empathy and compassion, right?
Okay.
Okay.
And can you see this one?
Yes, yes.
There you go. See, my technical abilities shone through then at a moment of panic. There you go. Right. Can you see this one?
Yes, yes.
Super. Okay, so this is the story behind our new campaign, and as you see, it's called United by Unique, and it's just cancer isn't just a medical diagnosis, it's a deeply personal experience shaped by physical, emotional, and situational differences. It's unique to everyone involved, but through these differences, we find common ground and the best way to address cancer is to place people at the center of decisions, care, and support. So this World Cancer Day, we're shining a light on the real life journeys happening every minute of every day in all corners of the globe, from cancer research, prevention, detection, diagnosis, to treatment, rehabilitation, and beyond. By bringing together these individual voices into a unified collective narrative, we can power the push for change, change that means when it comes to cancer, people are put first. This is the new title of the 3-year theme, United by Unique. And I'll just point out that little orange dot there will feature quite prominently over the next 3 years. We'll be developing that as part of the key messaging and branding of World Cancer Day. And as it's a 3-year campaign, what we're looking at is in year 1, we're raising awareness and educating people on the issue of being people-centric. In year 2, we'd like our members around the world to advocate for this at a local level. And year 3, we'd like to see global collaboration and application of the learning from the previous 2 years so that we really, as a community, move on in the way we articulate how we can become more people-centric. Let me just show some of the World Cancer Day materials, which will be available on the World Cancer Day website. And we find that these are downloaded in their thousands around the world. Here are some hero posters that we hope everyone will be using. And on top of that, these are supporting posters where we can use the word united and unique in different ways. And it doesn't matter what your particular interest in. So on these ones, for example, we put united in our challenges and unique in our triumphs, united in our goals, unique in our needs, united in our message, and unique in our stories. And I'm going to be particularly interested to see in the coming few weeks how many united and unique type of messages we get. How will companies use the words united and unique? How will individuals use united and unique? Because we're all unique in some way, but we are united in our ambition to eliminate cancer, obviously, over time, and specifically cervical cancer, which we know is such an important program for the World Health Organization. How do people get involved? The first year is collection of stories, and people can post their stories on worldcancerday.org by sharing a narrative, by sharing artwork or sharing video. And we hope that we get thousands of stories appearing on World Cancer Day, which we can then use in advocacy messaging over the coming years. And to give an example of the sort of stories that are already in place on worldcancerday.org, we've got Jim. I interviewed Jim in a podcast. Jim's had cancer 8 times and he survived. Fantastic human being, incredible and inspirational. And that podcast I thoroughly enjoyed making. If you want to hear the podcasts, it's called Let's Talk Cancer, and they're accessible on UICC.org. Ian from Ireland, Ian entered into a drug trial because actually he wanted to earn some money. And when he went through the pre-test, he found out that he had terminal cancer. He had a brain cancer, which cannot be treated. And since then, he's been running marathons all over the place, raising awareness and raising funding. Extraordinary character. He came to the World Cancer Congress here in Geneva earlier this year, and he was an inspiration. Soma in India, her husband has been looked after her. She went through her diagnosis of cancer, and eventually she died. And it's his story about being a carer to someone who had little chance, but they made the very best of the time they had together with their family. A very emotional story, and again, one which is available on Let's Talk Cancer. Now, it's important that we engage social media each year in World Cancer Day. And although we're collecting stories on the website and we'll be using those in our publicity, we also want to engage social media. And there are various ways of doing that. And we have an advisory board, which is made up of the very best of marketing people from around the UIC community. And they've come up with the Upside Down Challenge, which we'll be launching early next year. And basically, we want everyone to use Upside Down as a method of conveying how cancer affected them, their life, whether it was them that had cancer or their family, because it does turn your life upside down. And so we want World Cancer Day 25 to challenge people to post videos and photos of themselves upside down, along with their unique story about how cancer has affected them. And that could be through posters and billboards or headstands, cartwheels, schools getting involved, pictures upside down, whatever it may be. And we hope that this will catch on. Certainly, it's been tried and tested with a few of our UIC members, and they seem very excited about the fact that this is a unique way of getting across how a cancer diagnosis can turn everything upside down. And we've got some ideas that are coming through from some of our members already. Here's one here about an upside down, on the side of a road. There it is. Cancer turns your world upside down, but no two experiences are the same, and we're all united by unique. So it'll be interesting to see how that takes off across social media. And if anyone has any ideas on how it could be used, then we'll be willing to talk to you. The team here, always listening to great ideas, which we can communicate and share with others around the world. And be remiss of me not to thank all of the organizations that provide the funding support for the World Cancer Day campaign. Here are the current sponsors and funders of the work that we do. We also, I'm sure we'll pick up other organizations who are involved. But I guess most importantly, it's a thank you to people who look at how they can use personally World Cancer Day to get their messages across. So anyone who's been on this particular event over the last day and tomorrow, I'd really encourage you to see how you and your organization can use World Cancer Day to get your messages out there, to improve an understanding about what you're interested in, and maybe to convey yourself the urgency for a need to include patients at the center and people at the center of everything we do. And that is the end of my presentation.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to OncoDaily on YouTube. Hit the bell icon to stay updated.